aspects, the academy is doing really well this year. What's some highlights for you overseeing the whole academy?
Yeah, from my perspective, throughout the year of 2022, there is significant growth within the whole structure really, and enabled us to have a pathway that has been created right the way from under 8s right the way through to under 23s, and it's something that the football club didn't have previously, and the pathway and what we're enabling to give to players that are working with us is definitely the biggest sort of achievement over the year. Also, from my perspective, seeing everything working and having sort of academy development players moving up to academy, seeing the pathway that we're sort of creating is sort of giving us the opportunity to grow the provision within the football club, but also within the town with the sort of limited facilities that are currently available.
Do you mind just giving us an overview on the current structure of the academy and how the pathway looks?
Yeah, so the current structure, we've introduced the Little Linnets as a partnership with the Lynn's in the community, which is being run by both ourselves and Jodie. So we have the Little Linnets that runs from under 5s through to under 8s. We have the academy development, so that runs from under 8s through to under 16s, and it's headed up by the head of recruitment, Lynn. We then have the pre-academy, which is run from under 8s through to under 12s, and then we have the academy under 13s to 16s, and then the under 19s programme that's working alongside KES, their education, and then the under 23s programme that works alongside Loughborough. So that's the sort of full pathway that we have available here at the football club, and one sort of key aspect for us is enabling everybody to have some form of education right the way through. So we are creating an environment where players are more coachable and we can work with them on a daily basis.
And obviously in the past we've had players like Joe Taylor or Tyler Knowles progressing to the first team. Have you had any success with players going through the pathway this year?
Yeah, so the pathway is as open as it ever has been really, and that's ably supported by Tommy, Hugo and Mark within the first team structure. We currently have players that are training within the first team environment. We had Ethan Wilson that spent pre-season with them and did very well. And most recently Paulius Falcao, who has come through the school that we're partnered with at KES, and has now had opportunities to both train and also be on the bench with the first team, as well as a 17-year-old lad, and that's just sort of the start of the continued conveyor belt of players that we're trying to create at the football club for the first team and beyond.
What's been very noticeable is the increase in the organisation of the recruitment side of the academy. You're able to explain a little bit why that's grown and how that's improved?
Yeah, well, we've got fantastic people here at the football club, both part-time and full-time, and the introduction of both Liam and James have enabled us to sort of continually grow the academy and the structure that we've got in place, particularly with Liam's focus on the head of recruitment side of things. He's been able to sort of really focus in on bringing players into the structure and having a scouting system that enables us to see people in their environments and then bring them into our environment whilst giving them a platform when they're here. And as we've gone up the academy years through the age groups, there's sort of more generic information given to the players, so it's not just sort of coaching them on a weekly basis. We're also giving some analysis and strength and conditioning programs, some nutrition, psychology, and there's a lot to it other than just sort of focusing on the technical development of the players.
And focusing on the nutrition and psychology and the analytics side, what's making us stand out and what we're getting really good feedback about is the sports science team.
Yeah, so we really benefit from, and we're really lucky to have both Nathan and Robbie who work tirelessly. Nathan more so on the sports science side of things, and Robbie on the analysis side of things. So it's enabling us to develop players that can understand what it looks like and what it will be like to be a professional footballer. These days we expect that we need more than just somebody that can play football. We need to produce players that are extremely athletic and also able to sort of analyse their own performance and opponents as well. So us giving players the opportunity to get that understanding at an early age is going to benefit both the player and the football club in the long term.
Now, obviously, development's at the heart. We want to make great footballers. Our team's also having a lot of success within the league, playing in the JPL, and the under-19s programme are also in a very good place. Where are we at with them?
Yeah, so I think firstly with the JPL side of things, we really do focus on the development of the individuals and the squad as much as we possibly can. But there's been success right the way through. And then when we sort of get into the under-18s, 19s development team, the under-18s team and the under-19s team, there's a little bit more of a focus on trying to find a way to win, and that sort of is really beginning to come to fruition right the way through, particularly with sort of our under-18s, 19s and under-18s and our under-19s that are all doing sort of very well in the leagues. We've recently been able to get through to the quarterfinals of the National Cup, partnered with Kes Academy, which is a big achievement for the whole program. So there's lots of competitions, lots of opportunity to be able to test yourselves against different people, different environments, different clubs, and we're certainly looking forward to seeing what 2023 can offer us in the sense of leagues and success.
Looking ahead to 2023 and even the 2023-24 season, obviously there's always work and progress happening behind the scenes. Is there anything coming up that you're able to share?
Yeah, well, there's lots going on. We're looking at extending our JPL provision, and that's something that we're really keen on doing. We're also looking at extending how we structure our league format with the under-19s program. In the background, working at the minute to move our under-23s towards a more full-time program that will enable us to have weekly fixtures. And whilst the system's really worked exactly how we wanted it to this year in terms of the players having loan opportunities, we now want to be able to continue their development within us, and we know that we can help the players in terms of their football progression and academic progression as well. From sort of under 12s upwards, we're also really keen on growing and developing our pre-academy and our academy development offer, and we're in communication in regards to looking into different ways that we can structure our games programs. Our games programs have worked exactly how we wanted them to this year, but we want to be able to continue that development with the games programs. Hopefully that will sort of coincide with the development of facilities in the town. Finally, we're beginning to open up a coaches academy. The coaches academy is basically focused on developing coaches in the local area. Probably with how COVID hit all the country and all the world, I think there's been sort of coach development has been neglected almost in this area, and we find it very difficult to be able to have coaches come into the program. So we're now focusing on developing our own coaches and moving them forwards as much as we possibly can.
Brilliant. So lots to look forward to.
Yeah, lots to look forward to, and we really are in a great position. And this is really properly our first year as an academy process. We are beginning to really get to the point where we want to be. It's now about continuing that development and growing what we've already put in place and making it lots better. We know that we've got a program that is doing well, but we know that it's got areas for growth and development, and that's what both myself and James are really keen on making sure happens, ably assisted by Liam and other part-time members of staff that are currently within the structure. And that's where we're currently at. And I have to say as well, thank you to the chairman who's backed us all the way pretty much every decision, and we really are working closely as a football club to move the whole academy process forwards as quickly as we possibly can.
Brilliant. Thank you for all your time and hard work.
Cheers.